Howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. And tonight we are going to talk about none of the heavy news. It's a heavy news day. I specifically chose a heavy news day to talk about this because it's a question I get asked a lot. How do you keep going? How do you not get wore down? When you immerse yourself in the news all the time, you get to see the worst that humanity has to offer all the time. And it's in pursuit of a greater good. At least it should be. It's the idea. What is that greater good? A better world, right? You want to build a better world. That future world is going to be a reflection of us. If we are worn down and bitter and denying the slightest joys, that's what it's going to be. So you have to find happiness. You have to find joy. It could be a lot of different things. It could be listening to raindrops on a tin roof. That's that noise, by the way. It could be music. It's one of mine. I tend to listen to music that reflects the mood I want to be in rather than the mood I'm in. That helps. Could be anything you find joy, you find happiness in. A lot of times, if you surround yourself with other political people and you're having fun, somebody will find a way to remind you that there are horrible things going on and you shouldn't be. Shouldn't be having fun. For those people, I'm going to read a passage. It's by Emma Goldman. If you're not familiar with her, I strongly suggest reading some of her work. I did not believe that a cause which stood for a beautiful ideal, for release and freedom from convention and prejudice, should demand the denial of life and joy. I insisted that our cause could not expect me to become a nun and that the movement would not be turned into a cloister. If it meant that, I did not want it. I want freedom, the right to self-expression, everybody's right to beautiful, radiant things. This is kind of where that idea, if I can't dance to it, it's not my revolution. It's where it comes from. It's where it comes from. Whatever attitude we have as we shape the future is going to be the attitude of the future. We have to remember that. So when you see somebody that is politically active and they are doing their part, and more often than not, the people that get kind of told, well, there are horrible things happening, and you're doing whatever. You're going to see a movie. Doesn't matter. There are more important things you could be doing. Yeah, there's always something else you could be doing. The world's pretty messed up. But you have to take care of yourself. Otherwise, you can't stay in the fight. It's really important. It's good for your mindset. And if you experience joy and happiness every once in a while, go out of your way to do that, it reminds you what you're fighting for. It reminds you that this is what you want for everybody. And it keeps you moving. You can't live in a constant state of angst. You'll burn out. You'll burn out and you'll become completely ineffective. Something else that Emma Goldman said. She said the greatest fallacy is that the aims and purposes were one thing, and the methods and tactics were something else. I agree with that. It's the same principle. It's the same principle. The methods and tactics you use to achieve your aims are going to be reflected in those aims. How something comes into being is an essential part of its nature. If something comes into being full of anger, it's going to be angry. Now, as far as the heavy news today, or what? You're probably watching this tomorrow. There'll be a part 2 to the Mad Owl interview. We'll talk about it then. As far as Russia, don't panic. It's not that big of a deal. It's just restructuring. It's normal. He's done it before. Anyway, today, prior to the interview, have some fun. Do something that makes you happy. Because I got a feeling we're in for a long road. You're going to need your batteries charged. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.